So the next topic that we are going into is Sustainable Development Goal number 4. That is Minister for Quality Education. So Child Ministers for Quality Education are going to deal with the Sustainable Development Goal 4. Okay. So what is education? This is what we need to understand. A lot of people think education is simply to go and study and something like that. But actual education is the ability to utilize the faculties that we have. Everybody is provided with certain facilities. Okay, with our own body, mind, brain, so many nervous system, everything. That how well we utilize that is what actually is education. What is the difference between human beings and the rest of the animals? Their brain is not so developed. They are not able to utilize their whole, animals cannot use their fingers like human beings can do. They cannot walk straight like human beings can do. They cannot think like human beings can do. So this is very special for human beings. That is a faculty that we have. But how well we utilize it in all these aspects, that is physical aspect, mental aspect, social aspect, emotional and spiritual aspect. So these 5 aspects of development is what education is. Physically you should be fit enough, mentally you should be cool, calm and pleasant, socially you should be loving, caring and offering your services to people. Emotionally you are able to really impress upon people and win the hearts of people. And spiritually you are able to be calm and happy for no reason. So if this can be happening, then it becomes the complete education. But what happened in the past few centuries, we have deviated from all these aspects. Today we don't find place for physical activity in most of the schools. The stress that children are going through in the name of education, mental stress is so high. And children are not at all aware of what is happening in the surroundings because they are simply after scoring marks. And children are put into a lot of emotional turmoil because of this competition and all these kind of things that are going on. And spiritually, children don't know what actually it is. They are simply after achieving and acquiring and overpowering others. So this is how the whole education has lost its quality, even though the quantity has increased. That means a lot of children are going to schools, a lot of schools have opened, a lot of syllabus, a lot of teachers, everything has become more in numbers, but the quality is lost. So INCP ensures quality education. We are talking about the quality education. That is Sustainable Development Goal 4. What it says, ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. See, it is not just getting them some qualification that is for survival or getting some job. It is about inclusiveness. This is very important. Today, education requires that kind of an attitude where people will say, I belong to everybody. Everybody belongs to me. Not like I have my own system of education. We are different, we are better than the others. This kind of an attitude has to go, has to be left behind. We should take up a new attitude in education. That is, let us not, me being educated means I am responsible for the rest of the people. This is how it is. I heard about Anna Hazare some time back, probably you know about him. I went to his school. I saw a lot of children, I just asked him, so how do you take all these children to your school? And Anna Hazare said, the school dropouts and children rejected in the other schools, we take them. I was surprised because normally children of high caliber or after good testing, they select the best students to the school. But here in the school, he said, we are taking what is supposed to be worst students in the other schools. So I said, what is the reason? He told in Hindi something very interesting. देखिए, घोड़े को घोड़ा बनाने में क्या है? गधे को घोड़ा बनाना है, वही education ना. इसका what does it mean? It means if you make a horse, what is the big deal with education? You take a donkey and make it a horse, then it is education. If a child is rejected from a school, how much of stress he will be going through. So such a child, we take him, we give him the confidence and we educate him to take care of the world rather than he expect world to take care of him. Today what is happening with education? whoever comes out of the university is looking for somebody to take care of him, rather than he is equipped to take care of the world. So if that is the thing, that is not the quality of education. And another thing, a lot of people think, after my graduation, my God, I have completed my education. How does it end? Education can never end. Education should it's a continuous process. It's an infinite process. Lifelong learning opportunities are to be there for all. So Sustainable Development Goal 4 is very clear about making sure that everybody gets education, and a quality education and equitable education, where people are all said, you don't require education, you don't have to join school, or you don't have to go through this course, is now reducing. Now we can see women as pilots, and women as doctors, of course, and women in the army, women in everywhere. So this is because of ensuring equitable and quality education. And education contributes to reducing inequality and achieving gender equality. Everybody, whoever, like tomorrow, your officer may be from any caste, any religion, or maybe any gender. It doesn't matter. Because of the education, they get the same respect in the society. So this is what education is going to give to everyone. So 7 targets and 3 means of implementation are made a part of the Sustainable Development Goal 4, that is equitable quality education for all. Okay, let us look into the benefits of quality education. Okay, providing women and girls with equal access to education, health care, decent work, and participation in political and economic process will contribute to the sustainability of the economy and benefit society. A lot of people thought women need not need not be educated. If they take care of the home, that's enough. And they thought it is a burden to educate a girl. Today it is not the situation. Today people understand an educated girl is an asset to the whole family and also to the society, because women are less corrupt and women are more dedicated to whatever they do as karma yogis. So women being educated is a great contribution, and this is how a quality education provided under this is making sure that every girl gets education. So I'll tell you one small thing, that like the second thing, investing in educational programs for girls and increasing the age of marriage will provide an income 5 times higher than the amount invested. See, people think that I have to spend for the child's education, but you will get much more by the child getting educated, even if you think as an investment. Though education is not something that you buy and make a market out of that, but still education is always going to improve your quality of life and your values. What money cannot give, education can give. Education can get you money, but money cannot get you the education. Just you may get you a certificate, but that's not going to make you educated. So education also plays an important role in promoting tolerance in human relations and contributes to the formation of more peaceful societies. Where people are not much educated, they are barbaric, they are self-centered, they are people who don't care for the society or for the world or the environment in general. So when people become more and more educated, their behavior, their concerns, their values, their priorities, everything change. That's why it benefits the whole world. Quality education is going to make sure that the world is going to be in peace. Let's look at this video I'm going to share with you. Please. should have seen the value that quality education has been given by the Sustainable Development Goal number 4, and inclusive neighborhood children's parliaments have taken it up very seriously, because quality education is not just schooling. A lot of people think if they join their child to a good school by paying good donation or fee, everything, they have done a good job. It's not just schooling. Okay, it is something beyond going to a school. Okay, children have to go to school so that they can get friends to play and express and learn how to socialize, how they can come together and do some wonderful work in the society. So not just literacy also, just able to read, write and all these things are not going to make a person educated. It should be a transformation inside that should happen, where the person becomes more caring, more inclusive, more loving and able to really support everybody around. That is the quality education, not just examinations. A lot of people think education means what? Simply going to, sorry, somebody is drawing on these things. You stop all that, okay? And that shows you are yet to be educated, okay? Thank you. So, not examinations and not certifications, not bookish knowledge. Okay, bookish knowledge means simply you know a lot of things in the book, but you don't know how to implement it in life. People are able to quote, are able to really talk, are able to make everything, but what comes actually in the world where you are going to do something worthwhile, that is more important. So quality education is social awareness. Quality education is leadership. It is explorative mindset. That means I want to find something new, something higher possible, something that is very important for people. How do I really find out this kind of an attitude? Then multifaceted education. Education is not just becoming a doctor, an engineer or something like that. You should be able to take up any role and do justice to it. That is multifaceted education. And then education needs to be a global one. That is loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Let the whole world live in peace and happiness. This should be the development due to the influence of education. That is quality education. Not just being selfish. No, I got my job, now I earn, I live peacefully, let the world be whatever it is not that. So global attitude has to happen with quality education. And there are 9 types of intelligence. People were thinking previously there is only intelligent or not intelligent, but of late they have realized there are different intelligence. No two people are same in the world. No two intelligent people are also same. Some children are good at arts, some children are good at sports, some children are good at other things. So skills are there. So there are 9 types of intelligence recognized. Physical intelligence, kinesthetic it is called. Also like children with musical intelligence is there. Children who have got other mathematical intelligence is there, and environmental intelligence is there. Children with intrapersonal and interpersonal relationships. In that, the intelligence is there. There are 9 types of intelligence. So we have to identify what is this child special about. So if every child which is born has got some speciality, if schooling and the parents can recognize what is the best that can be really given to the child, so that the child's life is really exuberant and able to really do some great things in the world. So then education becomes a quality education. Not that everybody is made into one type and they have to do this work. Those are all like mechanical life. So people get bored, people get stressed, people feel like with money they are not able to enjoy life. Because it's not the money, it is the intelligence, it is the development that's going to help people really able to express well in the world. So education needs to give you that ability to express your wonderful nature and provide some better facilities to the world around. Okay, so essentials of quality education is, one is we require a social forum. Today what is happening is children are going all with the selfish end of getting through the examination or something like that, and they come out with their qualifications. But there is no such kind of a connection that happens among children where they care for each other, they express their love for each other, and together they can do something wonderful to the society. So for this social forum, that is what we call it as inclusive neighborhood children's parliament, is essential for quality education. Then participative education is not just somebody tells, you listen, done. Is not that. It should be participative. You also participate, and so we together we do something, explore. That is what actually is education. So when such a thing is required, then children should be given an opportunity to participate. Children should be given that role to play. So that is being made available in Inclusive Neighborhood Children's Parliament, where every child is having an opportunity to express and explore and share with other children. So explorative thing is very essential, where a small child could really sit in an assembly and address all the children as a minister. This happened in Kerala, where children are given the even now it's continuing, are given once a year the assembly itself to sit together, discuss like all the other ministers, take some decisions and declare. So such a kind of a thing is happening almost every week in a children's parliament, where children sit together, they explore the requirements of the society, and they find out the what are all the opportunities available, and they go pursue and achieve. So this makes child more confident. They become leaders. So this is the essential quality of education. These essential qualities are all already provided when we start an inclusive neighborhood children's parliament. Who doesn't want their children to be effective? It is not just your child alone, but every child. Okay, this is how it is happening. So how INCPs can help? One is inspire peer learning. See, when we had a children's parliament in a village, in a small school, where we went there, I just saw out of 14 children in 10th class, only 7 children could read and write. How did they come up to 10th class? It is because the system is such, by your age you are put into the 10th standard. So when the child cannot read or write, how can he write examination, or how can he really fare well? So ultimately he has passed through 14 years and there he fails, because that system simply fails him, and they come out of the education as a failure, not as a successful person. So how to really ensure child's education is really made successful? So this could be done with peer learning. What we did in that school was we separated children into 3 groups. A group is those children who doesn't require a teacher to teach, they can learn on their own. B group is those children who can be trained by the teacher. C group is those children who cannot be trained by teacher because they are somewhere but still sitting in they may be first or second standard, or not even that, but sitting in the 6th or 7th or 10th standard. So what we did, we combined A group with C group and started peer learning processes, where a child learns from another child. When we have done this experiment, it was a very successful experiment. In 3 months, all the children have reached minimum of B level. By the end of the year, the results came. Everybody passed with good marks, and the school got the best school award that year. This is all because of the children's parliament we established, where every child adopted another child, making sure that every child is properly educated. And children have become active socialists. That means children participate in the social activities of the village, of the school, of their own peer group. Everywhere they make sure that everybody is supported. Then third thing that happened was dropouts. There was so many children were not coming, especially in villages and all these places, because maybe one child could not attend the school because her marriage is fixed. She was just 14 years and she was to be married. So the children parliament sat together, they have discussed about the problem, they all approached the parents of the girl and told this is not justifiable, it is wrong and it is criminal. So they made sure the child is brought back to school and she continued her education, and that marriage is postponed. So like this, they have made sure that every child is attending the school regularly. What could not happen by teachers or by any other measure happened when children took active role in making sure that every child in their community attend the school. And girl education also has been promoted by Children's Parliament, where, like I tell you, one child was left at home, not allowed to go to the school, because they said, what is the need for the education for a girl? But all the children taken a decision, making sure that she should also join. She was also not confident to learn or join the school, but the children gave that confidence to the girl, saying that you can be like any of us, come and join. And they have taken every responsibility to see that the child could get educated like everybody else. So this is how lots of such cases, not just one or two. It's not just happening just in India. In Africa, in many countries, we have now more than 16, 17 countries where these children's parliaments in different names are happening, where even very highly sophisticated schools are in rural areas, are in slums. In many areas, the children's parliament has taken up active role in making sure that every child is getting a quality education, not just education. Many times when I go there and I participate in these children's parliaments, I see that most sophisticated schools where they charge heavily fee and all those things, people who are very rich are also not able to give such kind of an education which is being provided through the children's parliament in those schools. So we have done like this. This is some of the villages where we have seen that, where we have implemented children's parliament, where a girl in a village where I have implemented it, lot of children were going to another town from the village to attend the school, where they have a school in their own village, but they wanted to join a private school. Parents have paid heavy fee, donation, everything to join their children. So because of lack of number of students in this village school, they were closing down the school. These children have taken up the responsibility to see that all the children join the government school in their own village. So this is one lady standing here. She was sending her daughter, who is sitting here, to a government to a private school. These children went and argued with her, saying that government school is better than the private school, because government school teachers are more educated and they are more qualified and they have got better facilities, and made sure that the child is joined back to the school. Today the government school is reopened and it is working fully with the children's parliament. Children's parliament is both saving the interest of the village and the education. And whenever we start any event, we start with a game. We play. Children play. In the playful mood, they'll be seeing the world as a beautiful place to live in. And we have seen children contributing towards children's education. In a school, one child was to be sent out of the school because he has not paid fee for almost 5-6 months. Then when we formed the children's parliament, the first thing they took up is, we don't want to lose our friend. So all of them put their own small money, and they paid to the school, saying that his fee is paid by us. So such kind of things happen because of the children's parliament. Okay, and children take oath, and when they become ministers, and I have seen children being so committed to their own commitments they have taken as ministers. So this is going to really work beautifully. Whatever the SDGs are pronounced by the United Nations are highly successfully implemented by Children's Parliament, and Sustainable Development Goal 4 is taken care by the Child Ministers for Quality Education. They agreed to study the above agreements related to UN's Sustainable Development Goal 4 seriously and see what applies in their area. See whatever that they decide in the United Nations are in general, but children know what in specific they require in their own area, and they implement those things suitable to their area. And they take a survey in the neighborhood assessing the educational levels of children and see who requires what kind of a support, and they do that kind of an activity. And to find out who, if any, are school dropouts in the area and bring them back to school. And to find out if and how many children child laborers are there in their area, and see what could be done to free them. These things, lot of children who are child laborers were brought back to the school to study. And they demand inclusive education with special focus on children with disabilities. So a lot of children who could not study because of their physical disabilities, the children have taken extra care to see that those children are also given proper education, and to demand that children's parliaments be started in all schools as a part of citizenship education. So these children of a school have gone to other schools, because we do it not school wise but by community wise or by neighborhood wise. The children's parliament, the children may belong to different schools, but these children make sure that every school implements children's parliament, and once in 15 days a children's parliament is conducted in their respective school. So alternate weeks, one week will be in the school, another week will be in their own area, in their own neighborhood. So like this, children's parliaments are continuing where children are able to really focus on education. So education for all and forever is the motto of the children's parliament. Everyone must be educated. Everyone should keep learning, not just say I am learned. When people come and they say that I have learned, the children ask what more next you are going to learn. And everyone should share their knowledge. If you have learned something, you have a responsibility to share that with other people. So let's learn from each other. There is online learning, like now anywhere you are, you can learn. So this is what we have also adopted in Neighborhood Community Network, making sure that whoever in the world can attend these sessions and learn from home. Okay, so education is now made easy, possible to everybody. So with this we end today's